A very good day to everybody. In this lecture, we are going to understand the concept of time as understood or as believed in the Jain tradition. The Jain tradition believes in the cycle of time. Unlike the Semitic religions or the Western philosophies which believe in the linear concept of time, the general trend in the way in which the Indian looked at time was in a cyclical manner. So even Jainism is not debarred from understanding that. Buddhism, Hinduism, its contemporary philosophies also understood time from the cyclical perspective. Now, when we say a cyclical perspective, it means then there are cycles of time. In one half cycle, the time is from ascending, it goes to descending, and in the next half cycle, it goes from descending to ascending. This is one cycle, and there are many such cycles of time, meaning the time goes from Utsarpiṇī to Avasarpiṇī and Avasarpiṇī to Utsarpiṇī. This is one cycle as understood in Jain tradition. Now, in each half cycle, we have 24 Tirthankaras. About the Tirthankaras, we have done this lecture in some previous class. Now, each half cycle is divided further into 6 parts. By parts, there is a gradual descendant and there is a gradual ascendance. So what is this? How to understand this? Now, according to Jainism, the first period of time or the first ara is known as Sushama. Second is Sushama. Third is Sushama. Fourth, it is Dushama. Fifth, it is Dushama. And sixth, it is Dushama. It continues. And then we say the next half cycle, you understand it exactly opposite of what it was in just now what we know. So it continues again. Then you say it is Dusham, then Dusham, then Dushama, then Sushama, and Sushama. This full is one cycle. So in the Susham era, it is the best of the time. Now, interesting fact is, here in this cycle of time, in this first era or the first eon, it's of, it's understood that this is of, 4 crodi sagaropam. You understand it as many lakhs of years. Here only twins are born. Okay, yugliks are born, the twins are born. The twins grow together, of course, but there's one girl, one boy. When they come to an age, they mate with each other and they give birth to twins. So, and their height is of more than, you must understand, 500 or 600 Dhanushaman. Again, like you can't imagine, it must be more than the height of the dinosaurs, also what we have seen in the movies. Okay, these are the descriptions which are found in the Jaina texts. So these yugliks are of these, many, there are technical terms which are given, which I have given in the notes. So typically, if you want to understand, the height is of 3 gaus and the lifespan is of 3 palyopam, many thousands of years they stay. They eat only once in 3 days and they have 256 ribs. And they are children rare, they give birth in 49 days. And it is understood that here in this first era, there are wish fulfilling trees. This is only the era of pleasure, okay? Now there are wish fulfilling trees of 10 kinds, which, give clothes, play music, give food, give light, and they give shelter precious stones, and they grant beauty, they grant health and happiness. So there are these 10 wish fulfilling trees which fulfill your wishes. So one doesn't need to work. One only if anybody is born in this eras, which is the best of the best eras, that means here there is no hard work. There is no hard work, there is no religion, or there is no morality the way we are following today. So you only those who are born in this era, when they die, their rebirth is in any of the celestials, the Devagati. Now after this 4 Kroda Krodi Sagaropam period is elapsed, gradually the yuga or this ara changes, and the Sushama, that is the next ara, starts. It follows. Okay, you can't understand it breaks, but how do you understand it? The next ara which we say is Sushama. Here this is like the best. Again, it is also the best period, meaning there are yugliks are there, same conditions what were there in the time of the first ara, that is the Sushamara. Situation is same, more or less it is same, but the period of the second ara is 3 Kroda Krodi Sagaropam. The height of the people born there, the twins born there, is 2 ghaus. The lifespan is 2 Palyopam. They eat once in 2 days, and their rearing of the children is in within 64 days. 120 ribs they have, and again there are 10 wish fulfilling trees. You see, there is only the change in what? In the sense, height has decreased, and the number of ribs, therefore, of course, has decreased, lifespan has decreased, so gradual decrease in everything. And when I said they eat once in 3 days and then now once in 2 days, how much do they eat? Only of a small quantity, a very small quantity. Now, of course, the description says a size of a red chana, okay, a rise of a red chana, and in the second ara they eat like a small boat. Now imagine if your height and weight is of that kind, so the fruit that time must be of a little bit larger size, not as we understand today like a size of a red chana means a small size like this, must be more of that kind. But only point is limited hunger, very limited hunger. After this period has ended, you gradually descend to the third ara, and that is Sushama Dushama. There is a big change here. Of course, twins are born. The period of this third ara is again, it is 2 Kroda Kori Sagaropam. The height is 1 gau. The lifespan is 1 Palyopam. And they eat once in 2 days, but a little bit more big quantity. The children are rare in 79 days. They have 64 ribs. Now, what is important is there is a breakthrough. So, twins are not born now. There is a disbalance. Okay. The wish fulfilling trees stop giving the fruits, whatever you wish. So, that means what? Now there is scarcity. There is needs are increasing. There is shortage of resources. Now what happens here? Obviously here the people start panicking. Like how we panicked before corona crisis, how we almost assume life was normal. But after March 15, 2020, especially in India, how the situation changed, and there was a new normal. This was a term we were using. So at that time, in the third ara, there was a new normal. Okay, there was a new normal. So wish fulfilling trees stopped giving the fruits. So people don't understand what to do. The questioning starts. And in that, now people go to a wise person over there. What to do? And at that time, in the Bharakshetra, Nabhi was ruling. Okay, now ruling meaning he was there. Probably the people were, it was happy. See, there is no concept of culture or nothing like that. It was a pure state of nature. In the pure state of nature, imagine how the animals are staying in the, maybe in the forest, a proper ecosystem surviving on its own. Now suddenly the fire comes, or water, there is floods. What happens? The animals run helter skelter. Probably one wise animal would show the way. So at that time, there was people come to Nabhi and his prince Rishabdev. Okay, he was there. Rishabha. Now, Rishabha, being a wise one, would become the next king, son of Nabhi and Marudeva. He thinks, and with his wise insights, he teaches the people the art of Asi, Masi, and Krushi. What does that mean? He teaches the art of farming, agriculture, cattle rearing. He teaches the art of commerce. He teaches the art of trade. He teaches these skills. He understands the need of the time. Like today, if we talk about Elon Musk, okay, electric cars, SpaceX, which he wants to colonize the Mars and other planets and see to it that people can stay over there. Now, who could think like that? 10 years ago, that was his vision, and today he made it successful. So, in those times, Rishabh, who he thought about it and he made it happen to the people at that time, how it is possible. Now imagine thousands and lakhs of years, people don't know farming, people don't know cattle rearing, agriculture. These are skills, and gradually the skills develop. So there is a transition from nature to culture, from Srushti to Sanskruti. Okay, nature to culture, Srushti to Sanskruti. And here, now since there is a disbalance, twins are not being born, obviously one has to go outside for marriage, or at least having a relation to see to either the race continues. So a civilized society, what we say civilization, began. Okay, a civilized society means a transition from the state of nature to the state of culture, where you have do's and don'ts, we have rules and regulations, how to do and not to do. And here, important institution of marriage is formulated. So people have to go outside for marriage. So that's how Rishabdev initiates all of this. Now again I'm saying this is according to the Jain tradition. Okay. Now in Buddhism, in Hinduism, you have a different way to look at this in the cycles of time, or how the human civilization has developed and evolved, I would say. Evolved, okay, or progressed also. So in this way, once the society is established in a materialistic way, now Rishabh also, of course, has its own duties to perform. He also is married, has children. Now, one fine day when he was sitting, there is this, the scriptures say the Indra, okay, Indra, who is the head of one of the Devalokas, one of the celestials, he comes and he awakens him. What next? Okay, society is established, people are working, and important thing is the rule of the law is established, meaning dandaniti is established. If somebody does not obey, because people start getting slightly crooked, slightly, then you have justice. So justice is developed here, dandaniti develops. So Rishabdev, there is a calling. Okay, you understand it. The Indra awakens him, or you can also say his soul is calling. There has to be something more. What is that something more? The next step, he renounces the worldly affairs. He renounces his worldly life and leaves his worldly life enters into a different stage of life that we say asceticism, and he goes into the search of what is the ultimate reality or ultimate truth. Something has to be there, because if the nature has changed so tremendously, there has to be something which is more. He goes in search of that, and for quite many years he searches and searches and searches, and finally he understands what is reality. What we say, he receives or he realizes his potential, the soul which has infinite knowledge, infinite intuition, infinite energy, infinite bliss. He realizes that he attains keval jnana, he becomes a sarvagnya, all-knowing omniscience. And when he realizes that, now his duty comes back to his in the world meaning where all the activities of worldly affairs are taking place. He comes back there. Since he has attained the tirthankar nama karma, meaning the one who, because in some previous birth he has done some austerity by which the tirthankar nama karma has attached to him, now he has to fulfill that karma. So he comes back and he shares his experience. He preaches what he has realized, the path of liberation. What we say in simple terms, moksha. Now, in Jainism, if you understand what is moksha, it is renunciation of worldly life, enter into the path of asceticism. You become a sadhu or you become a sadhvi. And you go completely internal by the path of jnana and dhyana. You win over your body. You go on the path of tapa. And one fine day, after many years, of course, it takes many years to mature in that state, purify your karmas, purify your soul, free yourself from the karmas and attain liberation. And he preaches that path. So, many who realize that this worldly life is not meant for us becomes sadhu or sadhvis, and the rest who cannot completely follow the vows which are called mahavratas in Jainism, they accept anuvratas. Okay, so ahimsa, satya, steya, brahmacharya and aparigraha, those who can follow it completely, they accept the mahavratas, they become sadhu sadhvis, and those who could not follow, cannot follow it fully, they still have some worldly duties also, so they will take the anuvratas. Once you take that, you become Shravakas and Shravikas, that means lay followers, male and female. Like that, the Tirthankara establishes the Sangha. So Rishabdev establishes this Sangha. I mean, in a way, it becomes a formal way. Okay, in a way, because there are rules and regulations to be followed and there is a particular discipline to be followed. You cannot just stay in a state of culture like that. Culture meaning you have a certain rules and regulations, do's and don'ts to follow. Like in worldly life you have. Similarly in now this is the next step of worldly life, and above that also you have sadhu sadhvis. So in Jainism, if you want to, according to Jainism, if you want to attain liberation, one has to renounce the worldly life and enter into the path of asceticism. So like that, in the third ara, Rishabdev teaches this from nature to culture and from culture to liberation. This is how the journey of the path of religion morality starts in the third ara. Now from this you come gradually, you enter into the fourth ara. In the fourth ara, again, now here you see this is the dushama and the shushama, meaning it is like the bad times have increased. Yet liberation is possible in the fourth ara. Rest of the 23 Tirthankaras are born in the fourth ara, one after the other. Okay, Tirthankaras don't meet each other. Each Tirthankara has its own Sangha also. So here you have the time period of the fourth ara is 1 kroda krodi sagaropam, and it decreases to last 42,000 years. Then the height is 500 dhanushyaman. The lifespan is 1 crore purva. Then people eat once in a day. And now you must understand, okay, what I said about the lifespan of the people, meaning that is a maximum. Like if you see the 24th Tirthankara Mahavir Swami in the 4th Ara, he lived only for 72 years, okay. But the time span of the 4th Ara was 42,000 years, and his height was 7 feet. Okay, his height was 7 feet, and he lived for 72 years. And so one after the other, 24 Tirthankaras are born. In 3rd Ara, 1 Tirthankara. In the 4th Ara, rest 23 Tirthankaras are born. And today what is followed is 24th Tirthankara Mahavir Swami Sangha is carried. Gradually, now here, one thing you must understand. Of course, the 10 wish fulfilling trees are only up to the 3rd Ara only, because after that everything changed. People have to work, they have to grow, they have to earn money, and gradually, of course, people, because everybody wants to earn more, all that gradually starts, but cheating is little bit less. 3rd Ara it was minimal, 4th Ara it increased. Now 5th Ara, that is the Dushama Kala. Now you see in the Dushama Kala, what is the situation? We are there in the Dusham Kala. It's a worst period. Immorality is on increase so much. There is disease, there's environmental degradation, and there is a lot of turmoil. People are not at peace. So here how much time we eat in a day? 4 times in a day, 5 times in a day we eat. The lifespan of the people has decreased. They're not more than 100 years people stay. Rarely you will find people above 120-30 years, but maximum you will find 72, or okay, yeah, sometimes you find above 70-75 age. Now the lifespan of this ara is 21,000 years, and there are maximum 6 feet, 7 feet, and you see how many ribs we have. Hardly you count how many ribs we have. Now here, this is, one has to understand, in the 5th and the 6th ara, liberation is not possible. You either go to Devagati or Narakagati. You either be born as a human, Manusha, or Tiryanch Gati, as an animal. So one has to see that only in 3rd and the 4th Ara, the times are conducive for the liberation. Gradually, after 21,000 years, of which 2,600 years have passed, we enter into the 6th Ara, that is Dushama. Dusham, the worst time period. There will be complete turmoil. There will be complete environmental degradation. Too hot, too cold. People are going to stay in the river beds. They are going to eat fish, and the height will decrease. And again, the time span will be of 21,000 years. The time span of the 6th hour is going to be of 21,000 years. Height will be hardly, you will be like a dwarf, hardly 3 feet. Maximum person is going to stay for 20 years. And either the people, if born over there, will either go to Naraka or will become animal. See, all this is because of the karmas. Okay, but this is what, according to Jainism, they have said. Gradually, now after the 21,000 years of the Dushama Kala and Dushama Kala have passed, then again there are 21,000 years of Dusham. Now the times are going to change. So then after 21,000 years of that, there will be Dushama. So what times are now will again be those at those times. Then it will be Dusham Shusham. The times will improve, morality will improve, people will improve. So then you will have Sushama Dusham, then you will have Sushama Sushama, and then Susham Shusham. So 2 time cycles will be exactly mirror image of each other. So in each half cycle you will have 24 Tirthankaras. Only in 3rd and 4th Ara Tirthankaras are born. And in the Dushama, so this is one, if you go from Susham Shusham to Dusham Susham, this is Avasarpiṇī. The times you go from ascending to descending. Then again it is from descending to ascending. So that is Utsarpiṇī. So best to worst, worst to best. This is one cycle. Now apart from this, apart from the 24 Tirthankaras, you have, in Jainism you understand there are 64 Shalaka Purushas. So 24 Tirthankaras, 12 Chakravartis, then you have 9 Baldevas, 9 Vasudevas, and 9 Prativasudevas. These are born in the third and the fourth ara. So 2 Shalaka Purushas are born in the third ara, that is Rishabdev and his son Bharata Chakravarti. 2 Shalaka Purushas are born in third ara, and rest of the 61 Shalaka Purushas are born in the fourth ara. That means they are the very eminent people. Now Shalaka Purushas, Baldev, so you have Rama Baldev, his brother Lakshmana, and Prativasudev is Ravana. Here you have, then you have Balarama, and then you have Krishna as Vasudeva, and there you have Jarasandha as a Prativasudeva. So like that, in Jainism also you have understanding of Rama. For example, he was born in the time of Muni Surat Swami, and Krishna is understood as the cousin brother of 22nd Tirthankara Neminatha. So Krishna and Neminath were cousin brothers as understood in the Jaina tradition. So one has to understand this cycle of time as propounded in Jainism. So, and there are many such cycles of time have passed, and many such cycle of time has passed, because Jainism believes in the concept of eternity. Now such cycle of time exists in Bharat Kshetra, in Airavat Kshetra, and in one of the Mahavideya Kshetra, like that of Jambu Dvipa, like that of Ardha Pushkara Dvipa. Wherever there is Bharat Kshetra, Airavat Kshetra, we talked about 15 Karma Bhumis. So when I say 15 Karma Bhumis, Bharat, Airavat and Ardha Mahavideya, then that means one of the part of Videha. Then you have again Bharat, Airavat, 2 Bharat, 2 Airavat, and 1 Mahavideya of Dhatki Khand and of Pushkar. So 15 Karma Bhumis, because in the third and fourth ara liberation is possible, and in the Mahavideya Kshetra, one of the part of Mahavideya Kshetra, always the era of fourth ara, what here was, now when I say fourth ara, it was the Dushama Sushama time of period, where Tirthankaras always exist in Mahavideya Kshetra always. So this is how you understand cycle of time in Jainism. Now not only that, how do you calculate the time period? Now here the most indivisible point of time is known as Samaya. The most indivisible point of time is Samaya. Infinite Samayas is 1 Avalika. 256 Avalikas is 1 Shullaka Bhava. 5825 Shullaka Bhavas is 1 second. And then you have, oh my god, 16777 Avalikas is 1 Muhurata. 48 minutes is 2 ghadis or 1 muhurata. 30 muhuratas is 1 ahoratra. That means 1 day and 1 night. And then 15 days and night is 1 paksha. 2 pakshas is 1 month. Like that, 84 lakh years is 1 purvanga. 84 lakh purvanga is 1 purva. 1 purva is some lakhs of years, and 1 yojana is 8 miles or 12 kilometers. This is the cycle of time. I mean, this is how the time is understood in Jainism. You understand, like, from the body you understand. Every day, now one has to, for liberation, if you want to attain liberation, one has to break this Kālacakra. Break the Kālacakra. Otherwise, you are going to always go in the Kālacakra. Meaning, you have to break the cycles of your biological clock, mental clock, emotional clock. You have to break that if you want to attain liberation. You have to break your habits. And if you break your habits, you become, or you attain the asceticism. You can't be in the same attitude. You can't go higher if you are in the same mindset. You have to transcend each cycle of your own body, of your own mind, of your own belief system, of your own attitudes, and transcend to a different level. There are big leaps and jumps. As we see that from Sushama, a big transition. From Susham to Dushama, big transition. Then Dusham. These are big transition. What are these transition? Yes, you understand. It may be factual or what. The Tirthankaras have visualized something. But what is there inside us, one has to understand. Okay, you get up, you sleep. You see, so same chakra, same life, same things we are revolving, rotating in a same to same. But we feel that it's become so boring. There's nothing exciting. How it will be? Because we are not ready to transcend and take a leap. If you want to move higher, one has to take that leap and understand, transcend, take a leap, move beyond, move forward. That is what it is. So friends, this is all about the cycle of time, what we have spoken about. Now when I told you about the Tirthankara's Sangha, what he has established, we in our next class, we are going to understand Sadhu Sadhvis, Shravak Shravika. What it is, why are they known so, what are the stages, what are the vratas they follow. By the way, another interesting fact. According to Shvetambaras, in the last half cycle, Mallinath was the female, and according to Digambaras, Mallinath was not a female, was a male. Why did I bring out this point? Because Malli is a female, Tirthankara, according to Shvetambaras, and according to Digambaras, Malli is a male Tirthankaras. Okay, so these are the few important things which we have learned today about the cycle of time. Thank you.